Welcome back, my friends, to the Fair Fight Wrestling Podcast with your weekly high spots. Let's not waste a moment of time. Let's dive right into it, all right? Talking about Raw. The first on our list today is Raw is Braun. It's been a long time since I've seen a full episode pretty much devoted exclusively to one guy. Not even going to say it's not deservingly so. But here's the interesting thing about this is you have Braun Strowman getting this enormous push, which is so interesting to me because a year ago, when there were rumors about there going to be a Braun Strowman versus Undertaker match, we all rolled our eyes and thought, no, never in a million years could this green rookie, regardless of how big he is, be in the same conversation as someone like Undertaker. Yet, here we are, a year later, and this guy could be in the same conversation of going against Brock Lesnar, against Goldberg, against any of your top guys. You could put a world championship on him and nobody would bat an eye. So it's really cool. I've never seen anybody pushed this way. But of course, Vince likes those big giant monsters, as we all know. But again, here's the interesting part. On the flip side of that coin, you've got Roman Reigns, who is being pushed in a significantly different way to where now all of a sudden he's considered the franchise of the company. You got Cena out for a little bit. Obviously, he's taking on the role of The Undertaker with this being his yard. So then it begs the question, who is going to come out on top at Payback? I have my predictions episode coming up this Monday during Raw, and quite frankly, I've yet to fully decide who's coming out on top at Payback. Because you've got Braun, who it would be really hard to eat a pin right now. And then you got someone like Roman Reigns, who would be even harder to eat a pin right now. And a no contest, like double count out, double DQ, I just don't think that works in this scenario because this has to be their blow off. We've got to move on. Payback is a formality pay-per-view, unfortunately, as we're going to find out here pretty quickly as we continue on. But it's going to be very interesting as to who comes out on top. But regardless, I'm looking forward to it. All right, moving down the line, we are going to be looking at Alexa Bliss. Here's the thing about Alexa. I think you're going to find her in the same conversation as Bayley and Charlotte and Sasha Banks in terms of in-ring quality and performance level here within the next few months. I think she's going to eat a pin at Payback. There's no reason to take that championship off of Bayley just yet. I could be wrong, but I'm very excited to see someone like Alexa Bliss skyrocket into that same conversation. Unfortunately, Becky Lynch hasn't even been in that main title picture for a really long time, and it's almost as if Alexa Bliss is taking her spot. So it's going to be really exciting to see what lies in store at Payback, but I'm excited to see that Alexa Bliss is moving up the ranks, deservingly so. Speaking of moving up the ranks, one of the most interesting swerve curveballs I have ever seen on Smackdown, Jinder Mahal is your number one contender for the WWE Championship. I'm very glad that I've decided to do these podcasts the Saturday after the week has taken place, because Tuesday night I sat there with my hand over my temples thinking, how on earth is he going to be considered a legitimate, credible threat to Randy Orton, which, by the way, we all know Randy Orton's coming out of that pay-per-view as the champion. It just baffled me. But then I started listening to other podcasts and other people's opinions on it. Here's the thing. We need good heels on SmackDown. And this kind of reverts back to the 80s and 90s where you had that typical strong foreigner heel. And Jinder looks like $1 million. I mean, if we genuinely look at SmackDown as being the land of opportunity, here's a perfect example of somebody who came out of nowhere. You know, you go from three-man band to jobber to main event picture. Why the heck not? You know, I mean, just because he may not be the most charismatic individual, or we may all wanted to have seen Sammy or Baron take that role, There's no reason why Jinder can't lose to Randy Orton at Backlash and then automatically be in consideration with the higher ranked guys on that program. There's no reason why he can't be in this conversation. It'll be very interesting to see how it moves from here, but hey, it's something new, it's something different, and different is always good. All right, speaking of different is always good, Hideo Itami. Let me tell you something about NXT. I don't fast forward through NXT nearly as much as I do if I'm watching replays of Smackdown or Raw. It captivates my attention for about 80% of this entire show. And Hideo Itami's stare down of Bobby Roode and that go to sleep that he did was spectacular. This is going to be a tremendous program. Hideo Itami looks like $1 million, and all of a sudden, he's the new Shinsuke. Easily, in a different sense. You know, it's not the Prince meets Michael Jackson, but he's a look at his look, that classy look, and he's going to shine through up to the top of the ranks, and he could very well be the guy to take that belt off of Roode to when Roode gets his call up, whether it's a year from now or whether it's SummerSlam, probably a year from now. We still need Roode on NXT for a while, but those are going to be your two guys. That's going to be your Shinsuke and your Sami Zayn for a while, and I'm excited to see it. Another thing I was excited to see on NXT was amazing storytelling in their third only, can't remember. One of their very few cage matches that they've allowed on NXT. What an amazing match. We got color in it. We got logical storytelling when Ty's trying to crawl out of that cage. And it wasn't this big giant slam of the cage with the members of Sanity. It wasn't that. It was this slow story of just them shutting the door, no hope for escape. I do wish they would have done it maybe one more time before the rest of the guys came out to save Ty. But again, this was an incredible pay-per-view level match and story, and is deserving of more praise than some of the stuff we see on Raw and SmackDown on a regular basis. So, excellent send-off for Ty Dillinger, and I'm excited to see what he does on SmackDown. Hey guys, also don't forget that here on Fair Fight Wrestling Podcast, we do not ask for anything on our own personal Patreon. It doesn't even exist. We just ask that you would help us with our Fighting Chance campaign. And this time around, we are asking that you donate to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital by going to stjude.org, proving that 100% of your donations have nothing to do with Fair Fight. It goes straight to them. Help give those kids a fighting chance. Thank you so much for joining us this week. I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments below. Let me know what you thought were the high spots of the week. You can check us out here on YouTube, also at Twitter and Facebook at Fair Fight Audio. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you soon.